we give you the option.
Welcome to another edition of the RPO, and since we liked it so much last week, we thought we'd come back with Stat Breakers Part 2. If the boys run with the option, they're running that these players will beat their stats from last season. If they pass on the option, they're passing and don't think these guys will beat their stats. Guys, are you ready to get into our Stat Breakers Part 2?
Is it can beat
Will,
or will
I'm never
beat?
saying can again.
Let's get that sorted out right now.
It's not happening again. So, does that mean you're ready? Can we go? Let's go. Here we go.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. I just
Right.
clarified.
Your first question of the day is, Justin Jefferson put up 1,400 yards and 7 touchdowns on only 88 receptions in 2020. Do you think his numbers will be better in 2021?
I'm going to pass. I just don't think he'll be able to produce like he did last year on that few of targets. The TDs he might be able to beat, but the yardage on that much targets, I just don't think he'll be able to do it.
I'm going to pass as well. I see a slight decline in the yardage. I mean, the TDs will probably be there, like you said. But, I think they're going to run the ball a lot more with Dalvin Cook, and that'll lower his yardage there. And I think that Thielen's going to get a few more of the yardage as well. So.
Yeah, I'm definitely agreeing with you guys on that one. Our next question is...
Not as many to win you fantasy with Thielen, eh?
I mean, come on. I need Thielen to do it. Your next question. Derrick Henry rushed for a league-leading 17 touchdowns last season. With the arrival of Julio Jones and signs of more passing this year, will Derrick Henry get back to 17 or more touchdowns this season?
I'm going to pass. I don't think he will. I didn't think he'd get the 2K yardage, and I don't think he's going to get 17 TDs this season. I just think there's going to be some more balls to be thrown, and they may light up on the running and or giving him all of the running. I think they're just going to ease him not ease him, but they're going to use him a little bit less to get him fresh for the playoffs, especially with the extra week this season.
I'm going to run. That's an average of 1 touchdown per game, which I think is very doable for Derrick Henry. He's the engine that makes that offense run, and the Titans know that. So I'm running with that one.
Can't go against King Henry, guys. Come on.
That's right.
All right. Alvin Kamara had 756 receiving yards last season. Can he? Whoa, let me rephrase. Will he? Will he hit 1,000 receiving yards this season?
I'm going to run with the injury of Mike Thomas. Alvin Kamara is going to be the focal point of the offense. He is a yak machine. We saw that on Christmas last season and throughout his whole career so far. So I think 1,000 and 1,000 isn't going to be that far off for Alvin Kamara this season.
I'm going to run as well. I mean, again, that Thomas injury it hurts, but it makes him the guy. And like I said, he's wide receiver 1, RB1. He could do 1,000 and 1,000 with his eyes closed this season.
As long as Taysom Hill doesn't get the job. This one is for Sammy, one of our good friends, actually. Yangwei Ku had a league-leading 37 field goals last year. Will he finish as the field goal king again in 2021?
So first wanted to clarify, I would have butchered the name and I would have started with Waiku.
That's a good thing you're not saying the names.
And I mean, you got to love kicker stats, of course. Those are our number one favorite thing here. I'm going to go run. This guy has been a beast of a kicker since he broke onto the scene. So why not do it again?
Run? I mean, are we talking kickers?
Yeah, we're talking kickers.
We're talking kickers.
Yeah. If he can get his cleats back that were stolen, maybe. But I don't know. We're talking kickers. I mean, run.
Yeah,
your fantasy name is Kickers Lives Matters. Come on.
He's the kicker king.
Oh, man. You know what? Ku will do it again.
Yeah.
The Los Angeles Rams finished the fantasy season as the DST1, defense number one. Are they going to repeat as DST1 again this season?
I'm going to pass. I believe their schedule early on or through about halfway of this season is part of the reason why it'll be too tough for them to repeat. My pick for DST1 this season for a surprise is the Cleveland Browns.
Ooh, good pick.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, they're good D2. I'm gonna run. This defense is scary. I wouldn't want to face them. And the new quarterback that they're going to be putting in there, Mr. Matt Stafford, will help them score more and or have longer drives to keep the other team's offense off the field to keep his defense fresh in order to wreak more havoc.
See, I had to keep you guys on your toes. I threw in a kicker and a defense question. You know, you guys weren't ready for that at all.
I didn't even bother researching the kicker guy. Sorry, man.
I couldn't tell.
I'm just not a believer. Not a
You have
believer.
to change your fantasy name from Kickers Lives Matter now. It doesn't. You can't do that if you don't care about the kickers.
Yeah,
Come
exactly.
on.
The kickers' lives don't matter.
No, that's why his name's perfect. It's fine.
Your next question, gentlemen, is tight end Darren Waller was about 200 yards off of Travis Kelce last season. Travis Kelce had 1,416 to Darren Waller's 1,196. Is this the year that Darren Waller surpasses Travis Kelce?
I'm going to say pass. Kelsey has another few years as a top tight end, at least two more, maybe three before he's dethroned. I know that Waller was close, but I mean, with Watkins not being there, like I've said in the past, there's going to be some more targets for him, and he will be the wide receiver 1A or 1B on this team.
I'm going to run a focal point of that offense. This is the year of the Walrus. He's a target hog. Darren Waller actually tied with Travis Kelce for the most targets with it from a tight end with 145 last season. He also had the second most red zone targets, only behind Devonte Adams in the NFL with 27.
Crazy numbers. That's going to be fun to watch for sure. Your next question, gentlemen, is no quarterback last season threw for more than 5,000 yards. Do you think that this year someone will eclipse the 5,000-yard mark as a quarterback? And if you are running with it, I want to know which quarterback you think is going to do it.
I'm going to run. For me, it's your guys' pride and joy, Dak Prescott. He averaged 370 plus yards last year per game. The extra game, the offense they will run, the weapons, the opportunity for a game script that'll favor him to capture that goal. Is what's going to put him over the edge. I mean, guys, let's face it. You guys know better than I do. The Dallas Cowboys defense stinks. So there's going to be a lot of opportunity for Dak Prescott to throw the ball.
They're learning.
It's for me, it's him or the woman scoring Aaron Rodgers.
Nice. I'm going to run as well. I mean, with the extra game in there, I think some quarterbacks, I think there could be more than one that actually hit it. I like the Dak Prescott pick. I think he will. I think he was average on pace for 70,000 yards last year almost. Was that what it was? 6,500 something like that?
Yeah.
So I like that pick. I'm going to take a shot at Justin Herbert. I think he could do it with that team there as well. And they like to throw the ball around. He even throws to the running backs. And I could see him being a guy that hits there as well.
No sophomore slump for Herbert from you, eh?
Nope.
Very interesting. All right, guys, your last question of the day is Devonte Adams last season had a league-leading 18 receiving touchdowns. Now that Rodgers has signed, are we going to see a repeat from Devonte Adams? Or can he do better at least?
I'm going to run. Aside from adding Randall Cobb and Amari Rodgers in the draft, there's not much else that's changed in Green Bay. And we've said this before that I think Rodgers is going to be on a warpath to show people that he deserves the money that he gets. And he's going to probably leave Green Bay after this. And that means Devonte Adams, who also doesn't want to be there, he wants to be the number one wide receiver and paid that way. So he's going to ball out as well. And I think he's going to at least hit it or more.
Yeah, I'm going to run as well. There's no reason why he shouldn't. His route running is elite. And within the red zone, you see it. He creates separation so easily just by the tricks that he has at the line when there's press coverage, when they're close to the end zone. He is Aaron Rodgers' main target when it comes to throwing touchdowns. So there's no reason that Devonte Adams shouldn't be the wide receiver one, shouldn't meet that 18 receiving touchdowns. And just like Aaron Rodgers wants to get paid, he's going to show why the man that is Devonte Adams should get paid as the number one wide receiver.
Love to see it. I think you guys are both correct. Well, that is our edition of Stat Breakers Part 2. Be sure to check out our other episodes wherever you stream your podcasts, as well as on YouTube. And don't forget to follow us on our social media. We will see you next week for another rendition of the Run Pass option. We hope you have a good night, everybody. We will see you next Wednesday. Ciao.